Okay, there are 4 types of exams. Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4. Exams are conducted annually. Annual examination is a Type 2 exam. Annual examination is a Type 2 exam. Comprehensive exam, that's the works. You're getting everything. You're getting the x-rays, you're getting the oral cancer screening. They're doing all the things. Explorer, periodontal probe, you're getting all this stuff, okay? So think the works. Type 1 exam, you're getting the most. Type 2, you're getting a shortened down version of the works. So they're going to use a mouth mirror. That's the only, or mouth mirror, explorer, periodontal probe. But you're just getting the minimum x-rays, a radiograph. This is the most routine exam. This is the one y'all get every year, the Type 2 exam. And it's recorded on the EZ603. Type 3 is other examinations. This is for emergency oral. So if you come in for sick call, we're doing a Type 3 exam. All right. Type 4, less comprehensive. They're only going to be using like a mouth mirror, a tongue depressor. So I have seen them ask that. What exam will they use? Mouth mirror, tongue depressor, and explorer. Type 4. Also, what I've seen is a qualified dental assistant or dental hygienist may perform a Type 4 examination. I've seen that on the exam. So anybody other than a dentist, the only exam they can perform is a Type 4.
What's up, man?
Because with that one, all I'm using is a mouth mirror, an explorer, and a tongue depressor.
Okay, I'll send one your way.
You don't have to worry about x-rays, you don't have to worry about sharp
Yep.
instruments, none of that. That's why a dental
Love you
assistant
too.
and a dental hygienist use that. That's what we're saying, so that you can remember it.
So I know she has to hurry through these, but when she's done, I'm going to explain these so they make a lot more sense to y'all with the types, so it's easier to remember.
Suitability screening, we should know that. But if not, know the NAVMed 1300/1, medical dental overseas screening review for active duty or dependent.
Somebody was asking that the other day when they taught a class, like what other form can you sign up on for screening, and it was the 1300/1. It's part 2. It's like the separate form by itself.
Part 2 is the dental part.
Yes.
Yep. But the dentist has to sign that. We can't sign that. The dentist.
Y'all can fill in like the class, right? Once y'all look at the chart, y'all can fill in
Yeah,
the
we
class.
normally do the answer all the questions and have the doc sign it. That's all we do. Separation, retirement, and special programs. Dental exams are required for people who separate. It's just hitting on that, but we have other instructions that go more detail into that. Dental classifications, know these. So, class 1, no dental treatment is needed. You're done. You did all your stuff. Nothing is needed with class 1. You want to be class 1. Class 2, have the potential, but are not expected to result in a dental emergency within the next 12 months. So if you have a filling, if you need a cleaning, something that's not going to cause any issues for the next year is class 2. Both class 1 and class 2 are deployable. Non-deployable is class 3 will result in a dental emergency within 12 months if not treated. Class 3 will result in a dental emergency within 12 months if it's not treated. Class 4 are patients who require a dental examination. So the class 4, that's the hit list that people, well, you'll be on a hit list for class 3 and class 4 because you're non-deployable. But that's the hit list where you have to come and schedule a dental checkup every year. So class 1, no treatment needed. Class 2, you have some treatment, but it's not going to cause any issues for the next year. Class 3, you need to get treatment done because it is going to cause some problems within the next year. Class 4, you need a dental exam. Is that good? Everybody? Okay. We can get into charting. I honestly, on the first class exam, I haven't seen a lot of charting questions. So, review, if you want to do charting, review it on your own. They don't really get into the weeds. I've seen it whenever I was on my second class exam, but not so much on first class. That's the easy 603, routine exams. So a type 1 exam or a type 2 exam, separation, DD form 2808. This is the easy 603. I haven't seen them put a picture of the easy 603 on the exam, but if they do, this is what it looks like. It says dental exam at the top. And it has the soaps on it. 603A is used to record completion of all dental treatments, such as treatment, dental emergencies, any other findings.
That title of that should be dental treatment form. I don't know why it says dental examination.
So you do the exam on the 603, on the 603A, you do all the findings and all the treatment and everything else. You address everything on the 603. That's the 603 alpha. All right, and I promised I was not going to leave until we go over this clock. It's warm in here.
Chapter 6, time.
Operative dentistry.
You will not be asked about the departments.
Review the instruments if you care to get those correct. I think they're too deep, but if you want to get those correct, just review the types, okay, and the names.
Yep.
I think it's a lot.
The only two questions that have ever been on the test for instruments that I've seen are the spoon excavator and the amalgam carrier. So if any of those that you're going to study, I would study those two.
That's what the amalgam carrier looks like. You just brought it up.
You said they were, which ones again?
The spoon excavator,
Spoon?
because that one was literally, I think, on one of the last exams, even I think the chief exam.
You said spoon excavator and,
The amalgam carrier.
Y'all seen Toffler-Meyer retainer on there?
Mm-mm. I hate the top of my retainer.
Okay, four-handed dentistry.
Yes.
Zones and positions based on a clock concept. The circle is numbered like a clock. At the top is at 12 o'clock. Divided into 4 zones. Okay, so like I said, this is my patient. That's their head. They're sitting in my chair. I'm at 12 o'clock right now. Because I'm their dental hygienist. So I'm at 12 o'clock. I'm working on their mandibular anterior teeth. This static zone, I'm right-handed too, so this is for right-handed. Static zone, you don't do anything within the static zone. Nothing happens between the static zone. It's like the no-go zone. So that's between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So below the patient's chest, we don't do it. Yeah, that's a no-no zone. We don't touch that zone. Below the patient's chest, we don't touch. Assistant zone. So if my dentist, so right-handed dentist, he's over here. I'm assisting him. I'm on the left-handed side. So the assistant zone is between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. This is 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, so 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You're only over here on the side.
I think the table looks as a better diagram here. So if we use this table, right? Because I know you guys remember sitting it down, right? Imagine this is you with your head right here. Okay?
Ah,
You're laying in the dental chair right here, and your head is right here. Okay? What she's saying is there's a chair right here, and a chair right here. Okay? If she's the dentist or the hygienist, she's sitting right here from 8 to 11. Okay? Back here is where the operative kid is, or whatever the kid is that we're working with. Okay? This is the static zone. Where nothing's happening. Can you go back to that other slide before that? Static, or no, not static zone, the transfer zone, sorry, transfer zone. So behind the patient's head, we're going ahead and passing instruments to the dentist, okay? The assistant is over here, in the 2 to 4, okay? And then the operator zone, the static zone is the patient, basically if the patient's laying right here, 4 to 8 is just the patient's chest down, nothing's happening. Okay? Patient's chest down, nothing is happening. Transfer zone is behind the patient's head, and the only two that flip are the operator and the assistant zone based off of it's a right-handed dentist or a left-handed dentist. So if she was all of a sudden a left-handed, and she was over here, then hers would be 2 to 4, and then the assistant would be 8 to 11.
And she's left-handed?
Yes. Does that make sense to y'all?
So honestly, whenever I get, here's a picture too, for those of you who are visual, I would take a picture of this. You can see, it has colors. Do you see colors? Not really.
We really only worry about the operator zone and the assistant zone?
No, I've seen questions about static zone as well.
So the head's always going to be at 12 o'clock?
Yeah, the patient, so same as like anything with medical, everything's off the patient. So patient's head, 12 o'clock.
Will the static zone change then?
Nope. Nope, for both of them, it's 4 to 8. So you don't do anything where the patient can't see it. You don't do anything below their chest. Oh, I'm sorry, the static zone. It does change. You were asking based on the operator, left-handed or right-handed, right? It does. So it has left-handed over here. I draw a clock every time they ask, and I divide it up. If you could do right-handed, hopefully you could do left-handed, but if not, take a picture and memorize it. The static zone is a zone of least activity. Instruments that are infrequently used, such as blood pressure equipment, portable curing light, can be stored. Yeah. But the assistant zone, I would know the operator zone. That question that they threw in was where would they sit if they're working on this too? That was a ridiculous question. But the answer is 12 o'clock.
Would they say if he right-handed or left-handed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And I only said that because those are the only two zones that ever switch.
So,
Those other ones stay the same, wherever you're working. The static and the
assistant
transfer.
zone and the operation zone is the only two that switch, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because of the handle for life.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because if I'm right-handed, I'm gonna work over here where I'm dominant.
Right. So if you right, you 8 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
But if you left, you 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
That makes sense.
Left-handed is
So I'm right-handed and I'm sitting
12
here.
to 4, yeah.
That would be right-handed operator is 8 to 11. Left-handed operator is 2 to 4.
And this is only if you care about getting, they're only gonna throw one
Yeah,
question in
you.
like this.
I'd maybe take the
It's
L
a
if I were
bit
you if
there.
it's that hard of a question. I just tried making it sense to y'all because I'm going to do the same thing when they go over radiology and explain dental x-rays. Because I know those questions have been on the test of landmarks. So y'all can understand that.
I will say, that was ridiculous. Only if you work in dental, the question that they had on the last exam, would you know that answer? What's up, what you got?
I guess I'm only confused because you said it'd be like at 12 o'clock, but according to this, that's in the transfer zone.
12 o'clock is in the transfer zone?
11 to 2 says the transfer. If you go back to the
The
previous
picture is
slide,
slightly off of the text.
Yeah.
if it's at 12 o'clock, it's in the transfer zone, right? Am I making this up? Am I not running into it?
No, you're
11 to 2 is the transfer zone, so behind the patient's head. So
Yes, so if the,
They have the operator zone at 11 to 8.
they don't have 12 o'clock on there. It's just the
well, we were, never mind.
Did somebody say 12 o'clock?
No, we were
You
talking
know
about the
what?
question.
Maybe I got that answer wrong.
No,
But for me, I'd be sitting at 12 o'clock.
we were talking about the question that was on there. They were saying like, where is
The question that they asked on the lab. I got you.
Yeah, no, I see what she's saying.
I got
So
you.
would it be?
I said at 12 o'clock. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I
I
got
feel
that
like
answer
the
wrong.
tray is at the 11 to 2, the tray, but the head is always like.
Yeah.
The head is always
It's
12
always
o'clock.
at 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? And the tray is at the 11 to 2.
Yes.
And then the assistant and the operator is the ones that switch depending on the hand, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so depending on where they're gonna work from. So that question specifically was just wanting to know like at
Where
what point on the clock was the person that was working?
Yeah.
And it gave the specific T.
Okay.
Whenever working on this area,
Okay.
where would the operator sit?
Okay.
Which, unless you work in dental,
You wouldn't know that.
yeah, which is why I feel like that's a ridiculous question.
Yeah, that's an in the weeds question that you're not going to see that often.
But study these, because like I said, I sit at 12 o'clock whenever I work on them. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm doing my own thing. But study these and know these if you want to get that answer right.
I feel like every time I've been to dental, I've never had anyone like on the side. I've always had them like up above me.
Yeah.
Cause I have my shades on, I'm laying back, and they're right above. Sometimes I feel an elbow on my nose.
Well, because that's the transfer zone. That's where they're handing each other the instruments and the
It
supplies.
don't bother me, but I just never thought I would saw that question like on the test. Like,
And I mean, just like in any other department, we got what's by the book, and then we do what we really do, right? So.
It's all about
Before dentistry.
the only reason why they do it is for about efficiency and patient safety. It's the only reason why they talk about the zones. That we're not poking the patient with all these instruments that we're switching back and forth with.
help me, baby. What is on? What you do?
All right, and that's honestly, I think that's the only thing that they're gonna ask you from that section. If you want to study the instruments, if they ask you an instrument question on there, study the instruments. It's a dice roll whether they're gonna ask you one, and it's hard to say. But you could go off what HM1 said. What did you say? Spoon excavator and the amalgam carrier? Yeah. All right, I've got to go. It's been a pleasure.
I think you covered his topic.
Yeah, but he's got other ones down here.
Is that who that is back
I
there?
have no idea.
Who's that? Who's back there? Is that Martinez?
Give it up for HM2 Dalton.
You're not even on the schedule today. You're not even on the schedule today, Martinez, are you?
Yeah, I'm not teaching today. I came to make a correction. You missed me.
Did you miss us?
So well, kind of, right? I don't want to be in my office. So most time I spend outside of my office in like, how long have I been? 2 years. Yeah. Alright, so, corrections the actual page that I gave you, and I caught where I messed myself up. Regarding the ship lines and the actual rack guards. So what was on the slide was actually correct. When I typed this hand up for you guys, I was going based off directly from the new chapter 8, which was released in, Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, August? You remember? You're at Denver like I am. So it was released, the new chapter was released over in, I want to say it was around August of this past year, right before I actually typed this thing up. So I thought I caught my correction, because I was up till like 10 yesterday, like figuring I fucking know something, wasn't wrong. But I was! So I came to correct myself to own up to it. So for ship lines, for ships, lines to the ship should be kept out of the water and physically separated from each other whenever practical. Additionally, any lines collecting to the ship to shore should have rack guards installed. Should be required. The best rack guard is a gently sloped with a radius of 36 inches, which is on there, with the open end facing the pier. Rack guards should be placed 6 feet from the pier and at least 2 feet from the ship. Here's where I fucked up. If 2 or more lines are close together, I read the number 2. That's